he can get it in the couple of those saucers up top.
The Golden Hills, run for the Golden Hills.
There
And
he goes.
in.
That does
so
it.
that is game one of the consolation third place match is complete. Craig takes it down.
And it looks like we are going to Godzilla.
Yes.
As we expected for game one of the finals.
I'm guessing that's your right.
Yes.
So the champion of the state of Nevada is going to be one of the two men you're watching now. I think Ted is looking for his first state championship.
Oh, I believe so.
And Sean looking for his fourth.
And how many in a row? He won the last one, right? Didn't he?
I don't think all three of his were in a row.
Pin shades. I've seen them up there.
Pin shades? Endorsed by Sean Stewart himself.
Endorsed by Nevada state finalists all around the state.
Are yours also pin shades?
No.
I know Craig is taken to wearing the blue blockers.
Yeah. Quick Dane. Oh, they're still practicing. Okay.
Game two in our third place match is Adventures and Avengers. Tom playing first. And I'm pretty sure he had to have picked that because he myrtleized it earlier.
He did. I saw a couple 100 million from him.
So I reckon if I were he, I'd do the same. $70 is quite a few games of pinball. And 140, twice as many.
All right. Getting ready.
What was the fault, Joe, with Gophers during that game? It was one of the pop-up characters.
The ramp was erroring out, so he had lock hit.
Couldn't get it because the
Ramp stayed down, so
Okay.
he would shoot the lock and it would just go around and around.
okay.
Had he gotten control on call two and call this over,
Who else is the managing
he
member?
would have had a new game
I
with
don't
two
know.
balls and a score, however that worked out. He did not get control, trying to call us over. The ruling was you get a new game with one ball.
And that went all the way to the top, that ruling. So ramp malfunction explains
started
our
first game.
delay a little bit earlier.
We have started. Ted
Okay.
is getting things going. Getting the ramps, getting ready to pick a mode. Yeah. Is he going to go for the Geigen ramps? He's letting the game pause for a bit. So Gonna go Gigan? What are we doing? Megalon? I don't know.
Megalon.
All right, Megalon.
That would be, Deadpool would be Megalon.
Gives him a few more options on shots. Nice little tap pass. Nice alternating ramp shots.
For the pop bumper.
Strat here.
He's got the jet fighters going too.
Nice, calm, controlled play.
That's a heck of a strat.
Getting some words of adulation from his opponent. Always nice to see.
Ooh, tough one. Two dangers. He didn't tilt though.
I'm going to let it sit a little bit TD.
It's a good Megalon score. And it's a great start.
From Sean Stewie, it looks like it's going to be Loud Stewie that plays this game. Seeing both Stewies today.
Sean's got the headlamp ready. He had the headlamp before it was cool. I hope everybody out there knows that.
Way ahead of the curve on that.
He brought that headlamp to the Heads Up, the first Heads Up championship here in Vegas. 5 years ago? That was when I first met Sean. He kicked my butt. That was when I wasn't living down here, so I came down to Vegas just for that. It was fun. The Heads Up is a neat idea, but it requires 2 of every machine, so it's not feasible for a lot of tournaments. I know Stern's still doing it, though, in Chicago or somewhere where they have access to duplicates of every machine.
Makes sense.
Took one danger. Godzilla's getting ready. I don't know if he's going for Mecha or if he's just hitting it because it's, in the way. It's hard to tell sometimes. Let's see if he backhands it here. Nope.
Oof. Good save.
2 dangers. He's on thin ice. This machine plays very fair, though. So I mean, you can still play it on 2 dangers. The shots are where you think they are.
Putting the hex on him. Reno's putting the hex on Sean.
Extra ball, 50 million. That helps.
76. Only down by 20 so far. Only ball one. A lot of game here.
Against the number 1 seed. Place to be to get out of that last play, I guess it's right here.
A room full of folks watching with bated breath. Everybody except Tom, who is hammering away on Avengers right now, making sure he has a chance at that third place monies.
He's gonna stay in Tokyo. Or is he gonna switch? He's gonna go to London.
What do you think about that? If you beat your monster, do you want to move forward as fast as possible? Or
You
do
want to get to the second level monsters? Some of those fights are pretty
Take the 10 mil.
pretty good. Take the 10 million. He's got the destruction jackpot lit. Oh, he lost it though. Open the door for Sean.
one more shot to knock down the Mecha Shield?
Let's see who's gonna pick. Kebra, Titanosaurus, Gigan. Gigan?
Oh. He's going to add me on, so let's take that sets down by 1.
All right, I get it. Can't hear you yet. You're not hooked
Yeah,
up.
he'll.
There you are.
I think he'll turn him on.
Not yet.
Still getting plugged in. And then he has the power over there to add your audio in.
Check 1, 2. Sounds good.
He's back.
That was a bad break.
Looks like we're down to basically a one-ball game for Godzilla. They've got about the same score.
Not quite. He's got a
Negligible advantage.
90.
So 90 v 116. Ooh,
Yeah, it's a little bit.
pretty sizable.
So he's got his destruction jackpot lit. Sean's a little closer on Mechagodzilla.
So if you were in Ted's shoes right now, Steve, what would you be shooting for?
I would take the destruction, right? It should be 2x. So he switch. That's what he's trying to hit. But some of these Godzillas, that shot is tough for some reason.
The destruction
It's
jet,
like
the
yeah,
building?
It's just
Yeah.
a huge empty spot in the top of the playfield. He can't hit the dang shot.
Narrows in real
Okay,
fast.
So he got that. Okay, so now he's got locked.
So his lock is lit.
Oh, it's
He only gets 6. Okay, he's got a min value. He didn't even go for it. Not taking the risk.
He'd rather get the safe.
I think he wants to go right for the multi-ball.
Yep, he's waiting for the building.
But honestly, multi-ball by itself doesn't pay enough, Steve.
You don't think so?
I don't think not the standard building multi-ball without having a mode running.
He's got the. He doesn't have it lit. He
Okay,
might get 2 locked and then try to get the mode lit, or do you think he'll go straight for it?
I think he's probably going to go right for it to try to pad.
At least take it and take the points, you know.
Yeah. I guess he's getting some skill shot points. It's not a ton.
Yep, he's trying to get that third lock.
Yep.
All right.
Do you know what he got for his power up? Did he take Godzilla jackpot stuff?
I didn't see.
Wasn't paying attention.
He had
either.
another power up lit.
Yeah.
He didn't shoot it.
Yeah, usually the level 2 is what your mode points or mode time. So we'll see what this pays for him.
Start out low.
Yeah, that's my concern, right? Is if you get some bad luck and you get some freight train drains, it's all that work for nothing. Looks like he has Add-A-Ball lit, and he has the Heat Ray lit. So, Super Jackpot's lit up the middle. He added his ball from the Mecha ramp.
Jackpots are going up. Slowly but surely.
He's got to hit that super, right? There it is.
12-8. That's not bad. He's still got the ball saver lit. So.
He still has the Heat Ray running. Here it comes. The old leg attack on the Heat Ray.
You going to implement that into your game?
I might need to add that to my game. On Star Wars, moving that multiplier around, I got pretty proficient using my forehead. Oh, he didn't have the level 1 power up.
At all, you know.
I mean, now you have to take Mecha,
Yeah,
right?
you kind of do. He's still, I don't think he's even hit the first shot for Mecha because the spinner's still lit.
Oh, he didn't get the double destruction because he didn't kill the first kaiju. He moved cities without taking the kill.
Before he had finished it. Okay.
Which is a strategy I've seen quite a bit today, and it's not something I would do, but I mean, maybe in tournament play, you're like, oh, I can get 7 million points just to move cities.
Take the points, yeah.
But I don't know, double destruction is not a bad thing to have either, as long as you can make that shot.
And it's makeable on this Godzilla. I've been able to get, 4 loops. Can't quite get 5.
Yeah.
But
I think there's an achievement to get 5 in a row, isn't there?
It lights one of the extra monsters, Anguirus and Mothra, if you get 5.
In
At
a
least
row?
It used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get 5 in a row. Watched Eric Stone get, 100 of them in a row or whatever it is.
With
that
the glass off?
He gets a lot of them in a row.
All right, so it looks like Craig and Tom are playing for 3rd place on Cybernaut.
So
And
they're
tied up 1-1.
All right.
And they are on ball 3. Craig has 900K.
He took me there on Game 7.
Did he?
Took care of business, so not surprised.
It's a good game.
I like it.
I like it a lot. I am looking forward to getting some standard Monday tournament play on it coming up here at the end of the month.
I'm going to try to make a lot more tournaments out here.
I hope so. We miss you.
I'm going to try. I like it. It's non-smoking.
I like
That's
that.
a big plus.
Yeah.
Not to disparage good times, but we've got 2 great spots for weekly pinball tournaments now.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about it on stream earlier, but, we talked to Jeff, and Jeff agreed to waive covers. So no cover to come in if you are playing pinball. If you're a drinker, he's going to have beers on sale. That'll rotate each tournament night for
Nice.
like a rotating pinball menu, and then it'll be $1 plus coin drop and no mandatory prize pool. So if we want to have optional side pots, we can add that in.
But it'll just be the
IFPA
and
dollar
coin drop.
and the coin drop.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah. So,
And have you seen those giant pretzels?
dude, the giant pretzels are really tasty. You got to get the giant pretzel with the nacho cheese.
Comes out on a banana hanger.
Yeah.
It's huge. All right, another destruction jack.
So this is worth 11. Do you think he goes for it?
No.
He does. Yeah, we're trying to make this as enticing to come play as we possibly can, because I worry about the number of players Reno's getting for their weekly tournaments.
They're getting a lot. Yeah, I'm going to try to make it. At least I don't. I'm coming from the north, so I don't have to go near Tropicana in order to get here.
So I come from the north as well.
So that works.
Yeah.
Because, man, it's going to be a mess.
Oh, man.
Cybernaut has wrapped up, gentlemen. So
Craig
takes it. 2.6 million to 483,000. That's a third place finish.
You say 2.6 million. That's a good score.
Ball, I forfeited. Oh, you're in the final. Nice call. So next year, hopefully going to be Avengers. I will say that we'll have 12 Avengers machines. As far as the games are set up here, the tournament, it's the best. I mean, the way you have it set up to play, I think it's probably just like. Thanks. Let me get your money. Did you win, Craig?
Congratulations, Craig.
Yeah, good job.
Congratulations.
Craig takes third. He beat me, so congrats.
Really? You saw your first game?
All right, so where did Ted end up?
Big ball.
300.
300 million. All right.
See, now I would say that's a substantial hill to climb. 25 million? Not so substantial.
300's a bit. Yeah.
300.
But did Sean play his? He did not play his multi-ball yet.
No.
So if he could bring a mode into multi-ball. He's also got Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah, he's one hit away, and yeah, it
Barrier
looks like
over
that's what
there.
he was going for right there.
Get it while the ball saver's on. Does that register? Yes. There it goes.
Qualified.
Now, is he going to shoot? Is he going to try to get something else first?
I get that the headlight gives you some light in some areas of the machine where you might need it, but what do you think about that glare? I mean, we're looking at it overhead, and it's right in the middle of the play field. I'm sure for him it's not quite as bad, but
For me, it's like when I'm playing, I look at my periphery, so to speak. Like especially in multi-ball, you got balls going up here, you got a third flipper. Meanwhile, I'm looking down here to see when I need to flip too, and I don't know if now the light is only where you're looking with your eyes, or with your head, I should say. I've never tried it though.
Congratulations.
I am getting older, and the eyes don't work as well as they used to.
I hear that, cousin.
So I start thinking maybe I should get a headlamp. What are your thoughts on headlamps?
No way. I mean, my eyes are still okay, but it's not just a headlamp. It's the headlamp with the sunglasses being played inside.
Yeah.
It's like the double whammy. Do you think those are polarized or just regular sunglasses?
Those are pin shades.
Are they pin shades?
They are pin shades.
Do they make everything brighter?
I don't know what they do. You know what they do, Evan?
Is it going to blind you if you look into the pin shades with your headlamp on?
Couldn't say.
I mean,
I assume it cuts down on the glare. The pin shades are going to cut down on some of the glare. But is it glare from the headlamp?
oh,
See, I don't know. Cancel each
that's
other
a deep
out.
thought.
Yeah. You are
I mean,
eating your own tail a little there.
Obviously, on the stream, we're dealing with the camera and everything. So that's
Right.
not exactly what he's seeing, but. got a $9.5 million destruction jackpot. Did not hit it. Gonna probably go for the locks because we got them lit now. Lock one.
Pin shades.
He's at 231.
Glare eliminators for performance pinball playing.
Wow. I guess he is a performance pinball player.
And yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying.
He's
That
about 70.
That was a big brick.
Short. That's not going to do it.
It's ball 3.
That's ball 3.
That was ball 3. Is that
Yep.
GG?
That's it.
So Ted is up 1-0. I guess we'll find out
They finished about 50 million short.
what game they're going to play next, and we'll move the stream over to that game. So give us a second while we get set up for. We'll get this instant replay. We'll get set up for game 2. Stand by.
E-grade champion.
entering our 7th hour of play.
Doesn't feel like it.
No, it doesn't. I mean, and I didn't play. Like, at least if you're playing, you're occupied. I've just been running my mouth and taking pictures. So the choice of game or position goes to Sean.
We're going to. Where are we going? How far down are we going?
If he's moving Avengers, it's probably Paragon, right?
I'm going to try to get the camera in position on the right side.
Sorry, Internet.
No, Ted did. Yeah.
300 to
50
247.
million.
50 million shy.
Yeah. 300 to 250.
All right, and they are setting up for Paragon, so I'm glad we'll have an overhead view of that machine.
Yeah.
Not the most common game around, so.
But you do see them in tournaments, in the big tournaments. Almost always a Paragon.
Yeah.
They're in people's private collections all over the country, right? They're not on location very often.
Why is it so much better as a tournament game, Steve?
I think it's fair. It's probably the best wide body, and I think it's a skill to play a wide body that not everybody has, so it's a good one to have in a tournament.
Yeah, I mean, there's.
And you got tap passes and the scissor flippers that you could screw yourself on. It's a challenging machine. We want to see the flippers. He's trying to give us a signal. We want to be able to see the flippers. Does that look all right? Obviously, the lighting's not going to be perfect, but
Yeah, I think for a.
oh, it was good. What's he doing? It could go that way too.
All right, everybody pitching in here to make this happen.
That works. Flipper area is a little dark, but it works. I wonder if we'll see a lot of tap passing If you watch the pros play this game, it's ridiculous.
I watched
my goodness.
Bowen's tutorial
Those
last
tap
night.
passes, man.
and
I've watched people hit like all 4 of those drop targets like in a row.
yeah.
Like hit it, either play the return perfectly back to the right flipper, hit it again, or it comes back to the left, tap it to the right, hit it again. Before you know it, you got 5x bonus multiplier.
Yeah, it's a new game to me. I got a couple of plays in practice yesterday, and then maybe one today.
It's fun. There's obviously a lot of luck involved, but if you can manage those inline drops,
Kind of liked it better on the other side, but whatever you want to do.
Good enough for the resources we have, I think.
Sure.
There's a lot of glare, though. Where's that coming
that's
from?
from Iron Man.
It looked really clean on the other
Or no,
side.
is that Iron Man or is that Avengers we're seeing glare from?
I think we're seeing Avengers. Because it's
gotta
blue.
be
It's
Avengers.
bluer, yeah.
You can turn it off for the big final.
All right, good. We'll have our scores up there as well. Much better.
Yep. That looks good. And we can see the drop targets, so this works as a view. We got a good view of the monster's lair.
That's the best,
Yeah.
most important part.
If the ball gets
The
in
Beast
there.
Slayer.
Is it the Beast Slayer?
It is the Beast Slayer,
Oh,
yeah.
Beast Slayer, all
Have you played the EM version of this? I think they
don't
made
know.
a few
Did they?
early runs as they were transitioning from EM to solid state. I think this might have been one that was at the transitory period.
right. Did you play the? Is it the Dukes of Hazzard
They had a Dukes of Hazzard pinball?
at ZapCon? It was a rethemed Paragon.
Oh.
It remembers your drop target status. It has a ball saver and multi-ball.
Wow.
I know. It's a
Multi-ball starts from up behind the drops and that saucer.
I think so.
Lock behind that saucer, lock at the Paragon saucer.
And then plunge the next. But it has an auto plunger too. It's
Do you spell
insane.
hazard instead of Paragon?
Yes.
That's amazing.
It's really well done.
Hazzard, right?
Is there 2 Z's
Yeah, there's
Hazard,
2 Z's in Dukes of Hazzard.
in that Hazard County Hazard?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess that would. Do you think they just look for a game that has 7 letters in the title that has
Well,
the name on the playfield so they can just change it to Hazard?
Pretty sure that's how Billy Madison got made with Party Animal retheme because it fits. The
We have
same number
Party
of
Animal
letters.
Billy Madison.
Yeah. So it does help if you're going to do a retheme with an existing.
Is there a Dolly Parton machine?
There is a
Because
Dolly
that would have
Parton.
also worked.
There's a real dolly, isn't there?
Yeah, it's a good game. It is brutal.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's brutal. Like it's an older machine, but the whole top of the playfield's just wide open. Like there's nothing to shoot at. One of those kind of games.
It's a chopping wood game.
Yeah, there's targets and stuff on the outsides, but.
So this
Still
is
practicing.
late 70s, 78, 79 era.
That sounds about right. Yep.
And for those who are watching on stream, this game is almost 100% in the bonus. If you get 5x bonus and you get the super bonus carries over from ball to ball. So
Especially once, if you can get the super bonus on ball 1, then
You're getting
really
paid.
those drop targets are all you want to do.
That's
on
it.
Ball 2 and 3.
and
But really, they're kind of your focus on ball 1 too.
yeah. So the drop targets will give you a Paragon letter depending on where it's lit. And you can see in the upper right-hand corner of Paragon strobes. So wherever that is at, when you hit the drop target, you'll get credit for that letter. The first 2 drops give you bonus. The next 2 drops add to your bonus multiplier. And the saucer at the top of the drop is
Ooh, that's a big move.
big shake. The saucer at the top is worth 5x bonus. And then extra ball, and then pregame. This game was a staple of Adams Underground. It was there, I think, from the time he opened until the time he closed.
This particular machine?
This exact game,
It
yeah.
plays really, really nice.
Yeah. So Adam had it. I bought it from Adam, and then we sold it to probably the best Donkey Kong player in Nevada, Steve McDonald. And Steve had it in his garage since I sold it to him last year.
Okay.
Steve has quite an array of EMs and solid states from this era. So I think he's got 13 or 14 games now. All those games and no time to play. So they just sit in his garage collecting dust, unfortunately.
Well, it's like the Sunday driver of pinball. He gets out his Windex on his day off, and he polishes everything up, plays one game, powers it down.
I'm good. I think the only game he plays regularly, he has a Donkey Kong that he has probably in the house and he plays. And he is the only person I've seen in person get to the Donkey Kong kill screen. He's pretty good. So Sean had a not very good ball one, 83-10.
No, that's not going to do it.
That's not going to do it for sure.
Here goes Ted. Full plunge. Sometimes you just hope for a couple of those saucers, especially on ball one.
Yep.
Let the ball bounce around a bit.
I think
score you some free points.
I think the Paragon saucer is more valuable than the
Golden Hills?
the hill. Hill could be worth.
I was going to say until the Golden Hill gets up there, then
Yeah.
it's like 12, 14. What does it go up to?
Oh, GG.
Ooh, that's bad.
I think it goes to 26,
Does it?
28. It's a lot.
I don't think I've ever got it that high.
Yeah. But I think getting that super bonus is so important. And Paragon gives you 2, and then it's going to come out of the saucer into the pop, into the notes, into the bonus switch at the top there. And if you're lucky, like you said, it will bounce right back into the saucer, give you another bonus, get you some letters. Paragon pays $50,000.
Is it 50?
I think it's 50. Could be 75.
That's significant considering
Yeah.
we've had games with fewer than that.
Is it a static score, or is it progressing as you...
Static score. I think by default, you spell Paragon in order, and it was entirely too easy for us to spell Paragon in order, so that was a setting that we had changed in the underground tournament days.
So it's just it's random.
Yeah, it's just on that
But-
timer, right? It's strobing across.
Yeah.
So when it scores in order, you can never get the same letter twice, and this way, at least, you have to have some modicum of skill, especially if you're using the drops to spell Paragon. So at the peak of Sean Stewart's powers in the underground days, he was the master of watching the strobe of Paragon, knowing exactly how long it takes to transit from the right flipper up into the drops and spell Paragon, just like Paragon, 50,000. Paragon, 50,000.
He's got a couple of the targets. He's getting some action up top. Just needs the P.
Oh, he almost Lazarused it back out. And he got 15 or 16,000 for his bonus.
So he's at 77,000 if you can't see that on the screen.
Yep. $20 to carry over your bonus. 20, 30, and 40. So Ted's trying to get some shake to get to go right back into the saucer. I wonder if Ted knows the esoterics of tap passing on this game. This is an era of Bally that you can pass from flipper to flipper by just tapping the button, and that split, microsecond of the button being depressed will let you take it right across. Sean Stewart's very good at it.
It's one thing to test in practice because depending on the flipper buttons and, and the flippers themselves, sometimes you'll do it and the ball will go about half as far as you thought it was going to go, or completely across the other side of the game. So you'll see the guys test that initially.
So that goes a long way to explaining why Sean chose this game here, to make sure he didn't fall any further behind.
Yep. So if Sean gets control on the left lower flipper, you'll see him tap pass it. And interesting side note, Sean Stewart is the one who taught me how to tap pass.
He didn't do it. He went, he went all the way around. Oh, there he goes. Now I got two of them.
There we go. And then I think when you see the very tippity top players play like a Bowen Cairns play or a Keith Elwin play, they can actually tap pass on the fly, and I don't have that skill set.
It's fun to watch, though.
It is.
Oh
my
off
gosh.
the end of that second flipper.
Yep.
He's still got a lead. He's at 113.
Yep. 113, so Ted's got 73.
You think
John,
the ball's going to hit one or the other flipper, and it hits the tip of the top one. And
you got to have mega reflexes to catch it after that.
Yep.
And it's not like you can defend with your flippers up because it's going to go right between the two right flippers.
So 113 is a decent score, but not great.
It's not insurmountable. Uh-oh. He's in the beast layer.
Oh, he's out. There he goes.
And he's out. Lucky.
Oh, careful.
Great save. All for naught.
outside.
Okay. Sean Stewart ties it up 1-1. All right. I'm going to go move for the next game. I'll be right back.
Crowd's getting squirrely. So Ted will have choice of position or game here, moving into game 3.
Thinking about it, discussions with the Reno folks, trying to.
It's good to have a team supporting you like that, huh?
Yeah. Looking around.
These guys are a solid group.
Just thinking about Iron Maiden again. Sounds like Iron Maiden.
You either called it or planted that in his head.
He seemed to be eyeing it. I saw his focus on Iron Maiden.
All right, so they're going to set up cameras. We'll have Maiden for you in just a moment or so.
Should get a decent view. We can't really get that back row, though, can we?
Yeah, it's a little tough.
But Iron Maiden should be all right.
Cybernaut seems to be a popular deciding game choice.
Craig
When
chose it a couple
people
of
have
times.
run out of it. I think Sean chose it for one of his matches as well.
I like it. It's a fun game. If I found one for sale, I'd totally buy it.
It reminds me of the first game I ever remember playing, which is Xenon, because it also has that
That's the tube shot.
ramp. Yeah.
The tube shot. That one's got the women's voice, though, when
Yes.
they're playing. That's
It was one of the first with audio,
was it?
with speech audio, I think.
Like actually recorded speech, yeah. There's a YouTube video where you can see the lady that did the voices shoot the tube shot, or whatever she says. And they recorded video while they were doing that for the first time. It was amazing how they were able to squeeze that much audio onto the chips that they had
A
available
2-bit
at the
chip,
time.
probably, right?
You know, dealing with compression and getting everything to fit. All right, so where we're at. Get the camera ready. That looks pretty good.
Good enough?
Yeah.
That looks good.
That'll play.
Get another camera for the score, and then we'll get going.
Iron Maiden.
Nevada State Championships, Game 3. We're likely to see 7 games, huh?
More than likely, I don't think either one of these guys is going to let the other one run away with it.
They're not meant to run. Are they 16 frames per second too? I just use them because they're easy to travel. Yeah. Oh, camera.
we'll see a practice ball maybe, or no?
Not a great game too, but good enough.
Good enough.
See it when I plunged and I
We'll
didn't
see a
hit
practice
anything
ball here, or
twice.
two.
Missed everything and went down on Paragon.
The battery must be dead. Otherwise, unless it's power or be the only other way. We'll run the cable. We have power for it over there. Power?
Get a score cam hooked up here too.
So 16 games in the room today. A couple are brought in especially for this tournament. There will be 13 on the floor once things get wrapped up. Wow, I'm the multi-ball champ on Toy Story 4. That's
Wow, look at
surprising.
that.
I'm pretty sure that has to be from when it was first generation
First
code. First day.
It's like we're still practicing.
Sean checking the tilt bob. Seems like it's working. No. I'll be back in a moment. I just need to visit the Jets.
We lost our little screen.
Do you have a power thing? I'll plug it into one of my games.
Got a big enough collection to start having his own. How's your pleasure playing against you, by the way? Wish I would have played a little bit better. We all, you're right, yeah. I think we should have. I think so too. And I think we should have something else on the line for the north-south day. I think y'all should do something. Mini cannon.
Send them back.
It's real bad right now.
It's in the back. On the right.
Okay. Bring it home.
We're good to go.
Jim's my guy. I work in computers, but this like it seems boring. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Check 1, 2.
If I tried to solder something, there'd be more problems.
All right, I think once we get our score camera in position, we are ready to rock game 3.
Same. I've done a flipper rebuild. I think that's the extent of what I can probably accomplish. Yes. Well, I have a Star Trek, so I got the third flipper up top too, so it's slightly different, but
And we're underway here.
Yep. I think he's going to switch the feed to the score. We've got 2 cameras over there ready to go. I'm going to go grab another stool so I can have a sit, 'cause my feet are killing me.
my son loves Ghost, man. He's become a good player. He was 45th in the state, actually. So I think if I get him to come play for our tournaments, he can probably go. I'm trying to turn him into an Escher.
So this is game 3. They're tied up 1-1. Iron Maiden is a game that Sean Stewart owns. Although he has mentioned that this game plays nothing like his, so he's having a real hard time on it. Ted played Craig for Game 7 of the last series in the semifinals, and Ted put up $300 million.
And I think Tom staved off elimination by putting up a pretty big game on it as well.
Scores your had on to be had on Iron Maiden. It's a hard game though. It's so deep.
I didn't have no pinball bat. That's for sure.
If Sal was here, this would be his game.
Yes.
Right? He loves it. He can't get enough of it, and he's darn good at it.
Yeah, this is definitely a Sal game. Sal might be the best player I've ever seen play this game in person. I've seen guys on stream, obviously, like, Carl D'Angelo and those kind of guys play, and they're pretty good. But actual in person, seeing people play pinball on Iron Maiden, Sal's really good at it.
So Ted moving quickly in his first mode, and also has 2 balls locked. What moves the mode around in this game?
You got me, bro. Pops, slings.
If I knew, I wouldn't ask.
Yeah, I don't actually have any idea. This is a game that I'm not a big fan of old Iron Maiden, the band. So while I know this is a technically great game, I don't enjoy it because I can't get into the music. I don't know why they can't make a Tool game or a Foo Fighters game or something like that.
Isn't that a rumor, though? Isn't it one of the rumors that Foo Fighters is a potential title in
Really?
the future? I've heard it. I mean, I hang out with very unreliable people.
Really?
So, well, as you may know. But I have heard that thrown around.
So what is he, an Aces High? Yeah, Aces High multi-ball. Yeah, I guess maybe I've heard that. But I also heard that they're only releasing 3 Cornerstone games this year because they're so far behind in production. I mean, we're seeing the effects still of the pandemic and getting parts and getting people to come work. And
Absolutely.
These games are all effectively handmade right at their factory in Chicago.
if I had my druthers in terms of rock band games, it would be Black Sabbath next.
Ooh.
I am.
Does just Ozzy count? Because I've heard a rumor of Ozzy getting a pin.
No.
No, it's got to be Sabbath?
Got to be Sabbath.
What if it was Ozzy and some Sabbath songs?
Acceptable.
Acceptable?
Not desirable, but acceptable. I would take it.
What would it be like if Ozzy was doing the call-outs and you couldn't understand what he was saying?
Hilarious. And, you know, Ozzy's getting up there.
He is.
There's no tomorrow promised for any of us, but I could definitely live with it if it was Ozzy. You get Crazy Train in there, which you wouldn't get with Black Sabbath.
Yeah. But you have to have Paranoid in, and that means it's got to be Sabbath, right?
Well, if you're doing Ozzy Sabbath, then you could pull in whatever you want, right?
Sure.
From the Ozzy years.
Sure.
But if you did Sabbath,
you get to go all the way back.
You could pull.
Bro, can you imagine how hard it is to get everyone to sign off on that, though? Because I imagine for a Foo Fighters, it's not just Dave Grohl gets to say, I'm going to be in the game.
Right.
It's everyone with a credit in the song probably all needs to sign off on what songs are in.
Yeah, but that's money in their pocket. So who would say no?
Well, is everyone alive in Sabbath that could say yes?
Well, if they're not, then there must be somebody who speaks for them, right? They're estate, so to speak. Not that I know. Anyway.
Well, that gets you into a Toy Story 4 situation where the game's been ready for 3 years, and then it comes out and everyone's like, it's going to be Toy Story. Just kidding. It's the last movie that's not very good. Thanks, Disney. Yeah, isn't there a guitarist in Sabbath who didn't make it out of the 70s?
Well, Tony Iommi was the original guitarist.
Yeah.
I don't know the personnel very well after the first 6 albums or so. I wouldn't be surprised if they added another guitarist. But it's Iommi that gave Sabbath that classic sound. The story is on his last day of work, he got signed. The band got signed. It was his last day of work, and he didn't want to go. His father made him go to work because that's what they did in that family.
Yep.
And it was a factory working with some kind of press that chopped off the tips of 2 of his fingers.
On his last day?
On his last day, which he would have skipped. But because of that, he fastened 2 leather cups that go over his fingertips.
Oh.
And it's that gives him his signature to him.
This is a deep dive with Evan.
Sabbath pinball. It would.
So could you have flippers where just the tips had little leather bits on it, like his fingers were the flippers?
It's a little bit of an esoteric piece of knowledge, so I don't know if it's necessary, but.
How would you want to design it? Is this a Keith Elwin game? Is it a George Gomez game, a John Board game?
Well, Gomi's he's running the shop now, right? So he's not doing much design anymore, is he?
Get to do Bond, didn't he?
But that was only because Richie left, right?
If he's a big fan of Sabbath, I guarantee you he'd jump into the breach.
He's of that generation.
Did you like Bond?
I do, and I think that game is only going to get better.
And it's way incomplete on code.
Yeah, then that's what I mean. I mean, it's a beautiful geometry. There's a lot of fun shots. There's a few things I've never seen before, and this code needs to be developed.
Yeah.
But the company obviously needed to put a machine out on the market, and obviously nobody wanted to put an incomplete product out, I'm sure.
Right.
But the situation being what it is.
That's how it is these days. Yeah, I played it over at the Hall of Fame, and I played until the code ran out. So there was no more modes. There was nothing left to do. No more villains. No more henchmen. There was no more. There was no more code.
Smacked it up, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
But no, I'm happy we have it in house, and I'd like to see where it goes from here.
Yeah. Who's the best Bond?
It's got to be Connery,
right? Like if you're picking an era of Bond to make movie or make a pinball machine for him, it's got to be Connery. Yeah. And I tell you what, that Thunderball LE art is really pretty dope.
I don't know that I've seen it lately.
Yeah.
I can't bring it to mind. But I mean, he set the tone, right? Everything after him is a reinterpretation or a recontextualization kind of what he brought to it. So, at least cinematically. I know Ian Fleming and the novels, and there's plenty of material to draw from. But
dude, those novels are pretty good too. If you can get over how people wrote in the 50s.
And again, Connery, because Diamonds Are Forever, filmed right here in town.
Yeah.
Incredible car chase on Fremont Street in 1971.
Yes.
The plaza was built but not open yet, so you see it dark in the background. And just as a Vegas resident, I love this.
Were you born and raised in Vegas?
No, I'm only here 5 years.
You're a New Yorker, right?
Originally New Jersey.
New Jersey.
But I've lived in 9 states and 3 countries outside the U.S. before I came back to the U.S. and landed here. So.
Wow. You're well-traveled, sir.
I was. 5 years in Vegas. I haven't left since March 2020.
So, just as an aside, because people are playing pinball for the Nevada State Championship, Ted whooped on that game, and Sean Stewart got whooped by the game. Ted's got $161 million after ball 1, and Sean got freight trained on the outside. He's got $3.3 million. Ted had 2 multi-balls. He's got 3 modes done. The 4th one's ready to go. Steve Strom is a Iron Maiden owner, I believe. He knows all about this game. He's eyeballing the headset. I don't know that he'll actually come talk to us.
No, we're good.
Hi, Steve.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good. I saw Ted put up quite a score.
Dude,
on
Ted
ball
lit it up. Sean got lit up.
That happens, unfortunately.
That's pinball.
Yep.
We were talking about, I believe you have this game, right?
I do, and I specifically avoided it here at the tournament because you know how it is. Now, did you play on Avengers?
I did play on Avengers, and I smoked Richard, and then I got beat by Sean. And it was one of those things that it's like, man, I kind of regret playing it, but I'm going to go out on my sword at least because it's my Avengers.
That one is yours. You should kind of have a good feel for it.
Yeah.
This one's not mine, so it's like nothing is right on it.
So Sal's listening. He's watching us on Twitch. I hope Sal feels better. We miss you, Sal.
Yeah, you got to get back out there.
And unfortunately, Sal, you're wrong. Maiden does not rule. Good day, sir.
Now, does your Avengers feel different after the move and having it set up here, or is it playing basically the same?
It feels different because I don't have it as high as I can make it at home because the 9-year-old plays it, and it's a good practice game of like, hey, dude, there's a lot more to pinball than just batting it around, and that's a game that is 100% in the rule set and getting the right gems in the right order and doing all the things that you need to go do. But for the most part, it plays about the same.
Okay.
It's way more stressful to play here because you're playing for your tournament life, But when I've brought games in the past for national tournaments and for the state finals, I don't have a good record on my own games, I got to say. So I played Tom one year, and he picked X-Men against me, and he set a grand champion on X-Men that I had to go home and actually work to get the grand champion off.
That's my goal.
In tournament play,
someone brings a game is I want to put my name on that game.
There's nothing better, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have to look at my name forever.
So when I bought my Iron Maiden, it was over in Salt Lake City, and another Salt Lake City guy also bought an Iron Maiden, so it was a show special. You had to leave it at the show. So the competition was to put as many high scores on the other person's machine.
That's the way to do it.
Because you knew they had to take it home and deal with it afterwards.
Yeah, we played X-Men, and Tom got to the Danger Room, beat the Danger Room, and started Dark Phoenix on a tournament game on 3 balls, no extra balls. He played for like 45 minutes while I sat in the corner and cried.
Stewie looking to make his run here.
Yep, he's got to have a comeback.
Seems like we got quiet Stewie for this game.
Big shakes, got a single danger, double danger. I tried to turn those D bounces up as much as I could. So all the tilts got to a 1500 D bounce, just so you get time to get the tilt bob to settle down. Because I think, especially if you're watching at home, I think being able to move the game freely and get a good nudge in to save yourself is probably the biggest difference between a casual player and a higher level player, is knowing how to nudge and not being afraid to nudge, and not going overboard where you're like, oh, I'm so mad at the game and I'm just shaking it with no effect.
Got to be right on the edge.
That's a transition that I had to learn when I started playing here in Vegas, because I came from a place where it wasn't a competitive field, and we had a couple of games in the bowling alley and the pizza parlor, and that's that. But when I moved here, I wouldn't touch a machine except for the flippers.
Right.
Boy, how things have changed.
I know.
The first time you see someone play the game, you're like, you can do that?
It's Stewie who really brought it home to me, too.
Yeah, Sean, I think, is one of the best players I've seen at being able to nudge himself out of danger without, making it worse.
Well, here he is. He's got his aces high running.
He does. What's the key to scoring good in aces high, Steve?
Just hitting those lit shots.
Yeah.
It's not a huge scoring mode.
We were wondering, how do you pick the mode to start? How do you move from mode to mode?
I believe the left spinner will do it. But once the mode is lit, it doesn't switch it anymore.
Oh.
So while those white shots are lit.
Gotcha.
That explains why we keep seeing Hollow Beeline name come first.
Yes.
Although I don't know if on tournament settings maybe they're locked in.
I don't know.
Or maybe they start locked in.
Right,
and then
it's
the spinner
you go
change
to.
it.
Gotcha.
And nobody hit the spinner to change it. You
Right.
could, often that spinner is how you light revive. So a lot of times people will start shooting that during their ball save.
Have your ball save.
Because it's not a great shot.
That's a tough shot.
Yeah, it can be kind of dangerous, but getting revive lit, it lights on both sides, at least on default settings, and that's huge.
It's so big.
If you can get it lit. So a lot of guys will hit it as soon as they get into multi-ball. That's all they shoot is revive. But then you might end up wasting it on multi-ball. It's kind of a trade-off.
Wait. Oh, he got the ball saved back. Is this Elwin's best game?
He made Godzilla, right?
He did?
No.
You think Godzilla?
Then this is not his best game. Godzilla's better. I think Godzilla is the best game.
I concur.
It's possible. I mean, Avengers would be better. I'm not a huge fan of the theme. I don't know it that well.
Both my games are comic book games.
Yeah.
So it kind of fits, but I would trade my Avengers for a Godzilla in a heartbeat.
For me, Godzilla is the perfect matchup for the gameplay and playfield and everything, as well as the artwork and the theme. Because I have an Iron Maiden. I hate Iron Maiden.
Right? The band is kind of hot trash.
I
hope you're listening, Sal. Iron Maiden equals hot trash.
I never listened to them growing up. I couldn't have named a single song of theirs, and now I'm like humming their songs in the shower and stuff. I'm like, what have you done to me?
You've been programmed.
But it's a fantastic game. It's a great game that Elwin made.
For a first shot as well, like his practice game.
Well, he only got better, right?
Yeah.
He goes from Maiden to Jurassic Park
to
AIQ to Godzilla.
And then he kind of went off the cliff with Bond 60th, but I don't know that he got it. I think he got his arm twisted behind his back and was like, you will make this game so we can say that we're going to sell a game with your name on it that has no price tag.
And I think Jurassic Park was huge when it came out.
Absolutely.
I feel like Godzilla kind of overshadowed it, but Jurassic Park's still a great machine.
Jurassic Park is so fun.
I mean, it's still got a ton to do, great rule set, deep rule set.
And you get to choose your own adventure. It's like, so what path through the paddock am I taking to not get eaten?
And it's not inherently difficult, I think, for new players.
Yeah.
It's a pretty friendly machine. There's not a lot of
Avengers is inherently difficult for new players.
Yeah.
So I was telling somebody that I brought Avengers over with the topper, right? And 5 of the 6 gems were lit up from my house, and no one at all finished the topper to get into the secret multi-ball. All you had to do was finish the time stone, put put the gem in, and it immediately starts a multi-ball that's worth about 50 million points.
It's like getting the goat mode on
Yeah.
Jurassic Park Topper.
Yep.
See, I haven't played enough Avengers with Topper to even know that that's a thing.
And I was telling somebody that, Avengers kind of got a bad rap because it came out in the middle of COVID, and if you were in the Stern Army, they basically said you didn't have to buy the game. So there are quite a few of them out there, I imagine, but there are not. It's not highly proliferated.
But it's also got a deep rule set and be a great home game.
Yes.
The theme.
Ted
for me
wraps up
isn't
his
that
third
great.
ball. Sorry about that, Steve. I
No, you're good.
apologize.
This is more important.
Just wanted to mention, Ted finishes
177.9.
177. So Sean has some work to do.
Yep. Sean's going to need a mode with a multi-ball. Avengers is a great home game. I agree with you, Steve.
Because you got just learning the strategy of all the different stones and stuff. I'm just like, this stone, I guess.
Yeah.
I really don't know which.
I
Which one
sincerely
does- which
hope
one does
Ted
what?
picks or Sean picks, and I will do a little deep dive on the rule set.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There's a lot going on of how you want to set your game up for success. And, I got a big score on it, but at the end of the day, if you get all 6 gems when you go fight Thanos, he dies instantaneously. You snap him out of existence to get 1 billion points. And that's kind of the goal. And
I thought Ted played it early. He had 500 million.
He had a big score, yeah.
He had a good game early on. So he must know how to play it.
Yeah. Well, I watched him play, and he got great multi-balls, but his, gem, how you're getting the gems and how you're going through. I saw somebody play.
Gem placement wasn't perfect.
They started 5 gem modes and won 0 of those gem modes. And it's like, oh, you're getting to the end, and Thanos has all these gems that he uses against you, and Ted just won game 3. Ted is up 2-1. Ted, that's what I said. So we are going to set up for the next game, and I will be back in a minute.
See what we get. Tom's going to think about it. So Ted won on Godzilla and Iron Maiden, and Sean won on Paragon.
So, flip-flopping wins here. Stewie made a costume change, make himself a little more comfortable.
Got the Kansas City jersey going.
TNA.
Is it going to be TNA? TNA?
TNA.
All right.
Have the good overhead view on that one.
Ready to go.
My back is not happy about that.
Do you want the seat?
Yes.
You want the seat with the back? That's got to be better for you, right?
Bro, you're fine. Yours all designed. You can have a seat in the back.
Yeah, but I didn't have to carry kids and stuff.
I didn't carry Pinson either. We hired somebody.
Well, if it'll make you feel better.
We have a good 3-man booth.
TNA should be a good game.
I really like TNA.
Sean put up the grand champion earlier. In his session.
Yeah, you know who he got grand champion against?
Who was that?
Yeah, me.
Oh, was that you? And you had 1.8,
Yeah, 1.8.
which would have won most of the games today.
And then I played for 6th when NGG had its malfunction, and I walked away with 2 million in the reactor running to keep going. TNA. Well, who played that? He's got a good score on it right now, 3.4.
Yeah.
Sean's using the restroom.
Copy. So you have games at home, Steve?
I do. I have a dozen or so.
A dozen. So state championship next year's at your house?
If I can get them all working. My wife really, really wants to have a tournament at our house. So what would be the minimum number of machines we would need to have an IFPA sanctioned tournament?
4.
Really? I guess you could do 16 on 4.
Yeah.
Do that.
So when we had the underground and we did league, so we had a weekly league for the underground. Week 10 for the last 3 or 4 league sessions was at my house. We would have a big potluck, barbecue, grill out steaks and hamburgers.
See, that's kind of what we want to do.
And I had 4 machines at my house at the time, so people would come over and we'd have like a big week 10 before you go to the finals type of a deal. And that was some of the best, most entertaining pinball to see.
Exactly.
To see people, like you guys know Ian Cowig, he came over to the house and he dropped cake on my cat's head. Trying to pat my cat. He had cake in his hand and he went to pat the cat. And the cat's like, oh, I'm going to get a pat. And then the cake went off the plate right onto the cat's head. Yeah. And he came up to my wife and he's like, hey, do you have any mixers? She's like, yeah, like Coke? And he goes, no, mixers for the Coke. Do you have any booze?
What?
It's like, what? Well, yeah, it's all right here. And he's like, but can I have those? I was like, you can't take them home, buddy. But, yes, you can make yourself an alcoholic beverage at the house. Oh, thank you very much.
Very polite, that young man.
Yeah.
He's fun.
But my house is like a split level, so there's windows to look into the game room from the second floor.
Nice.
So we had like the Politburo sitting up on the second floor watching everyone play and making comments under our breath. It's like, man, that guy's going to drain. Look at that guy drain. It was a good time.
Yeah, so we'll probably try to schedule one, have something planned.
2-1,
at the house.
Ted.
Do a potluck,
Yeah.
Sounds lovely.
It'll be fun. We got 3 cats that Ian can spill things on. They'd love it. They'd love the attention.
Toy Story is. I don't know why Toy Story's open. Your cats are cute too.
They are.
I think I follow you on Facebook just so I can see cat pictures.
That's mostly what I post.
Yeah. Although
And
Dory
pinball.
did post you on the Love Boat.
On the Love Boat, yeah. That's like my new professional photo at work.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can't believe she didn't Photoshop a pin in front of you. So you're
That
like,
would have been awesome. They should do like a pinball cruise, like a themed cruise full of pinball machines.
can you imagine at sea?
Yeah.
Every game would be like Orbit. Was Orbit the one with
Yeah,
the round
Orbit.
bottom?
Yeah.
What's the best room you ever played in?
Pinball period?
Yeah.
Diversion?
Yeah.
Next level up in Portland.
Yeah.
It is insane. Picture a place like this, but probably twice as big. Ceilings are even higher. Every wall is covered with memorabilia. Lunch boxes, squeeze juice bottles, those TV trays that you'd put food on. The wall of everything, the movie posters, everything covering it. And they have every new machine. They have every solid state machine. Like, I don't know if they have all of them, but they keep expanding. They've got, I don't know, 200-300 out there now.
And they all work
And they all play
as opposed to the Hall of Fame?
They all play perfectly.
Yeah.
So it's called Next Level. It's in Hillsboro, Oregon. It's literally down the street from my mother's house.
Oh,
It was
hard-
not there.
hard life.
It was not there when I was growing up, but it comes up on the Twippy Awards for best pinball spot. It won last year or the year before, I forget.
Yep.
Fantastic. If you get
I got to say for sure diversion for the level of
For everything.
games that he had and the whole experience, right? Like
all
having the
LEDs
tournament streaming on the
on that gigantic
50-foot screen with a microphone, and I'm trash talking people on the microphone. That was
Pretty rock star. It's actually, that's the first time I remember meeting you, to be
Yeah.
honest.
And had pretty decent food.
Man, the food was really good, but having that food is what led Brad to, I think, saying like, "Hey, dude, I'm paying a chef and I'm paying a hostess and I'm paying this guy, and I'm not making it
The
back."
thing was, we didn't need all that. We
I
would've
agree with
played
you
any-
100%.
We would have played anyway.
Yeah.
We just needed the pinball.
Did you guys ever play at Banning when that was a thing?
I went to the last one at Banning, the last Indisc. I went to the next one, this one they just had in Riverside. And the one in Banning is so much better because when you're out of the tournament or you're in between
You had
tournaments,
every
had
game you could think about your
1,000
fingertips,
machines
yeah.
you could
Right.
play.
That
And
was
then-
the best place I've ever played.
And then this Indisc back in the one in Riverside last year, they may have had a dozen machines that were not in the tournament. So if you wanted to break, if you wanted to go play something else, you had like no opportunity.
And in Banning, if something went wrong, there was literally 80 techs.
Wow.
In red shirts, tools on, ready to go.
Wow.
So if you had a problem, it was taken care of immediately.
That was the first tournament I went to where they had cameras on every machine that last year.
Wow.
Overhead cameras on every tournament machine.
That's the way to do it. Yeah, can I tell you guys a secret? I have never played tournament pinball outside of Las Vegas. I've never traveled for a tournament.
You should do it.
I
It's fun.
agree.
I don't know if they're going to have a ZapCon this year, but Arizona would be the closest one. You could
So-
California too, but
I had tickets to ZapCon 2020, ready to go. We were going to go down and bring the Cyberball games down because Adam usually brings down Cyberball for ZapCon, and the pandemic hit. So
yeah.
that was my house pass from the wife to, hey, you can take a weekend to just go play pinball. But with little kids, it's hard to, like, oh, I'll see you guys later. I'm going to go play pinball. So it looks like we are officially started here for Game 4. Sean's up first. We were talking about it earlier, but I really like TNA. I think it's Spooky's best offering.
It's a great game. What they were able to do with such a basic, playfield.
Yeah.
layout. I mean, Gottlieb tried that in the 80s with those street level machines, but they were terrible
Yeah.
because they had bad sound, bad art.
This game has amazing sound, in my opinion. Amazing music.
Yep.
Whoa, he tried to post transfer and paid for it with his life there, as it were.
And it just plays so much differently than the Sterns.
Yeah.
As far as the Sterns are designed to be something you can just drop a quarter in and just start flailing around, and you'll hit the big thing and you'll start a multi-ball. And
Yes.
you could play TNA and do nothing.
And that's
Real-
exactly what I did the first
quick.
time, first few times I played it. I'm like, I don't even understand what the appeal to this
What
game
am I
is.
doing?
Yeah,
You know?
but it's very satisfying to blow up reactors and to start making progress on the reactors because it gets, progressively harder.
Yep. And then it's really just the sound and the music and the shaker motor that's not turned on because we're in a tournament.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is Garrett's favorite.
I like the shaker motor.
Is it?
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like Ted has any balls to steal for multi-ball here. John didn't do him any favors. And that's something that I think is sadly missing in a lot of modern games is the old multi-ball steal.
The old lock stealing.
Yeah, the lock steal. Thank you.
Well, and really, for this one, it is a multi-ball steal. It's a step above
Yeah.
just having two locked balls. It might kick one out. It can't kick one out, so it kicks them all out.
Yep.
And the fact that it's turned into a good tournament game, even with that feature, is a bit surprising because we always want fairness and everything in tournament games, but
We do?
can't-
What a
we
save.
do. But it's still a great tournament game.
Whoa.
Some good nudge in there.
He was saved no matter what, but yeah, that was a great nudge to keep his
Yeah,
save
he's
alive.
protected, but
There you go.
dude, is he going to short plunge it or is he going to let it go around?
I think he was trying to get in the upper playfield. I find the forehand shot to the multi-ball to be very dangerous on this game. There we go. Trap it up.
He's doing it on the. He's
I
doing
know.
it on the fly a bit, but. Oh, there it is.
See, he literally handed Sean a multi-ball. That could be the difference. That literally could be the difference between a win and a loss in this game at this level. Sean cannot get to the machine fast enough, blinding us with his light. Talking to himself, pumping himself up. Here's this. Yeah.
Set it down. He's also hitting it on the fly. Let it settle.
There you go. Yeah.
There it is.
So he's got his reactor running as well. Let's see if he gets up top. Get some work done on the reactor. There it is.
There's one.
Oh.
I hate it when it goes up there and doesn't hit anything.
Okay, his reactor's done. Looks like it's the stand-up to the left of the scoop is blowing the reactor up for him.
And do you know, is it multiplied by the number of balls in play, the reactor?
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't
know
think
the
so.
jackpots are.
Yeah, the jackpots are. I don't think the reactor is. I think your reactor scores based on that 1, 2, 3 in the upper playfield, how many of those you have lit. But I certainly was practicing with Craig earlier this week on this game, and his reactor was consistently worth more than my reactor because he was spending time in the upper playfield. And I'm like, what are you doing? How come your reactor's worth $350,000 and mine's worth $35,000? Something's going on here.
To watch that feed, when trying to knock down the drop target.
Hey, he wants to backhand the stand-up, right? Oh, he wants to forehand that? Just backhand it, Stewie. It's very backhandable. I've noticed the post transfer on this game is also a little dangerous. There, you got it.
60,000.
High ball. Oh, I forgot the reactor gives you the ball save.
You do get a 2 second or so?
Yeah.
Which is helpful because you can't see anything.
Yeah.
Oh!
One too many.
He almost got it back. We did notice if you use it on the ball save on the in lane, you get like a 10-second ball
Yep.
save. Not terribly useful, but nice. So Sean with one reactor and a 480.
Here's what Ted doesn't want to do is lock another 2 balls and then drain and hand it back to Stewie. Oh, so close to the super skill shot, which is worth a lot on this game.
And doesn't it light the reactor or start the reactor?
And it automatically starts your reactor. Okay, here you go,
Shot
Teddy.
on the fly.
Yeah, good one-timer. Get control. There it is. So with your ball save timer, right, you're going right for the reactor start, which is the bank of targets directly to the left of the drop targets. Reactor is lit at the scoop. Reactor is started.
Now he's got to get one up top, which is easier said than done when there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
There's
So
one.
we got a
One
ball
was
save,
Sneaked up there.
and the reactor is done, and it is at the pop bumper to destroy reactor 1. And he is in the orbit, and that is a dangerous shot on this particular game because it is so fast. All those balls are coming back because he just blew the reactor up while they were in the trough. And of course he is trying to get his next reactor running while he has ball save, right?
Because you really don't want to shoot those targets any other time.
Yeah.
You'll hit him accidentally.
Yes.
You don't want to.
So he's got a ball in the upper playfield, which means his reactor is running again right now, and he got another ball in the upper playfield.
Couple more hits. Flip.
Oh,
he
no.
didn't notice the ball up there.
Yeah.
It's tough when the things are going crazy down below.
And the lights are strobing.
He just needed maybe one more flip up there.
Here it is. Get his bonus. Reactor is ready to get blown up. And this is, every reactor is an extra shot to hit. So this is the stand up next to the scoop and a shot to the pops because it's reactor 2. Looks like he's in max reactor scoring as well. His 1, 2, 3 in the upper playfield is done.
Got the first half. Just needs the pop.
Reactor value, 112,000 on the reactor. Super spinner is lit.
Is that worth a lot?
I don't know.
Oh, is it going to get back down?
I imagine it is worth quite a bit, but I love that it gives you the rip counter of how many spins you hit. Ted's got a very good score for ball 2 right now. Mystery.
Pick your score. That would be nice. 150,000 is pretty good.
That's a pretty good payday. What would you be going for here, Steve? Drops?
I think you go back for multi-ball. Just have to be careful of that feed coming back.
Yeah.
He's juggled it a couple times and been able to get past it. But it just requires, 3 shots just to get it started again. But
Yep.
it's really what you want to shoot to. Hold it.
Okay, backhand up into the scoop at the top. You get a ball save for getting up there. Mystery.
What light's mystery? Because it ended up lit.
Rad. And it
Relights it? Okay.
and yeah, you can store mysteries up.
Okay, so that's why sometimes it immediately comes back up.
Yep. So he put a big ball up on Sean, and there's going to be some pressure on Sean for ball 3 here.
He can do it.
He certainly
We've
can.
seen him do it.
Yeah. And I think the play is certainly multi-ball, reactor 2, try to get reactor 2 blown up and see if you can get going. But his reactor's only worth 41,000. Kind of interested to see how that gets built up to be something valuable. There you go. Soft plunge. Oh.
It's been hitting the top of that swing. I don't know if you needed a little bump as it's coming down the lane.
I certainly have been tapping the side of the machine to get it to get away from that sling. But I do that on almost all these games these days. Trying to make sure you get a decent feed to your flipper. So he started his reactor.
Taking a little break while the reactor comes online. You do get that tiny ball saver when it comes out of the scoop.
Yep. So backhand into the multi-ball. There you go.
2. Forehand it.
That was almost a disaster. Good save. Here you go. Under control. Backhanded up. And then obviously into the upper playfield. So he is in the upper playfield now, and he's ready to blow the reactor up. 2 hits to the pop, and the reactor's done.
It's at 42,000. So yeah, not.
Yeah, and notice his 1, 2, 3 is, he only has 1 of the 3 up there. And again, I have no idea how to add value. What a spinner shot.
The spinner added a little bit. That shot around.
1. One more to blow that reactor up.
If you get 2 down, he might be able to backhand it into the pop with the.
There you go. Great cradle separation. There it is. Okay, he's got his ball save, running again. And that's gone. Did he drain?
I didn't see it.
Okay. Sounds like audio is out on the game. I'll be right there.
What did he do? Stand up for a second. Was it stuck on the spinner? Was it stuck on the little gate?
He had a ball stuck on the switch on the left orbit, and he was able to free it. He still has 800,000 to go, though. Chopping wood. Dangerous. Dangerous.
0 warnings left.
Yep.
I think you just go for multi-ball.
I concur 100%.
You got to deal with that feed coming out of the drops.
And if you happen to maybe light mystery on accident, you know, go in there and see if it'll give you the lock as a mystery reward. There you go.
That one came out all right.
Good catch.
I think if you get into the scoop, it shoots it out okay.
It does.
And you get a ball save.
And yeah, you're a little bit protected.
Okay. There we go. Get number 2.
You have to see his reactor's still only 56K. I mean, it's just not worth anything.
Is he going to forehand it?
Nice reward lit. I noticed that it's earlier on the flipper than maybe you expect for forehanding it. Reactor's ready, mystery's ready. Okay.
Start the reactor.
Got a tilt warning back.
That could become useful.
I know it.
Taking a break. Oh, it was almost a perfect catch.
I know, that was almost unbelievable. I mean, we've all been there. You know how the nerves are got to be right in your hands right now. There it is. Take your time, Stewie. Start that multi-ball. Hit up north. There you go.
How much
All
are
those
the,
balls
are the jackpots worth?
That 3X jackpot was 45,000.
So that could,
Okay, his reactor's ready
could
to
just hit those, but
destruct.
that would still take a while. But you could jackpot out very multi-ball. Ooh,
Okay, he
there's
used
that.
his last danger.
Oh,
too much.
Too much.
Okay,
He's
3
getting
games to 1, Ted. Man, he gave it a run to come back. We will see where Ted wants to go or where Stewie wants to go. And we'll set the cameras up there. BRB.
That was the first game in the finals where the person who chose the machine didn't win it.
That's an interesting tidbit.
So Stewie, 3-time champ now, fighting for his tournament life. But it's got to help a lot that he's been in this position a number of times, right?
Yeah. What are we going to play? Looks like we're going to the back row.
Blackwater or Cybernaut? They already played Maiden.
We're going to play Iron Man?
Oh, really?
I don't.
Really?
I feel like we might got 2 cameras on Iron Man.
Okay.
I've not seen a lot of Iron Man action on stream yet today.
Yeah, Sean said he picked Iron Man.
It is Iron Man? Nice.
Oh, being treated to some very special views over here in the booth. Yeah, that's more like size-wise.
Card swipe.
Richard, what game did you have the most fun playing today? Out of what's in the room?
I'd have to say AIQ just because I haven't played it that much. So Avengers would probably be nice one to play. But I didn't really get to play that much anyway. So out of the ones that after the tournament, Bando probably, I always like that game.
This is, I think, my first time playing the premium. Is it with the movable upper playfield?
Oh, you didn't play the one in Urban Necessity?
No.
The best part of the premium is those metal ramps,
Yeah.
not those clear plastic ones that get all cloudy and don't.
I saw a good trick though. You can, if you're handy, all you need is a little gas torch and a real fast hand,
Coat hangers.
and you look brand new when the guy was done. It was amazing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, with the plastic ramps.
Yeah, with plastic ramps.
Yep, you can easily overdo it, but yep, there's an art to that. And you can see like half of them, the back half are plastic, and that's fine. Like you don't need to see what's back there.
Good enough?
Yeah,
It'll do.
and we got a good score screen.
All right,
dealing with
moving into
TNA.
match number 5, or game number 5 of the finals match. Sean Stewart now fighting for his life.
He picked a game that I assume he knows how to play and expects to do well on. I don't have a ton of time on Iron Man. I know you shoot the spinners and then shoot the big guy that comes up in the middle. And multi-ball on once you do that, and then you do that again, and it comes up, and you keep hitting them for a jackpot.
And those 5 modes across the playfield, those line up with the shots that correspond to them, right?
Yeah, because the purple one's right there in the middle. And the 2 on the either side, the War Machine and the Whiplash, are also multi-balls. But like that, is it the War Machine, the one on the left? The one that, the kickback, it shoots the ball right back at you? That is a tight shot. That is tough to hit. The other one, Whiplash, is that big round thing right behind to the right of the big robot.
Is there anything more nerve-wracking than hitting that shot that cannons it right back at you?
Because you know it's coming. Guardians of the Galaxy has one of those.
Yeah, it's annoying as all heck.
See how well Ted knows Iron Man. This is
Obviously,
another.
John does, so that's why we're here.
This is another underground favorite. This is a game Adam got new in box back in its day, and let me tell you, I think new in box it was $4,200.
Those were the days.
No premium, no pro, no LE. It was just you got Iron Man.
It's a fairly simple layout. And the rule set's not super deep, but it's a great tournament game.
This is a great tournament game. We used to love this game because it played so fast.
Yeah. Anytime you need a quick game, let's do finals on that game.
Yep.
It's just, no shot is safe. Those ramps are the only thing. But they can be a struggle sometimes. That right ramp is pretty steep.
Yep. Yeah, and this is a game that Adam had to turn the tilt down a bit, and it was still so tight. And it always has been. This game is always been like a one good shake is maybe you're going to get a tilt, and maybe you're just going to get a double danger. But maybe from your normal location Iron Man, some of the setting changes that we made were to make it so the Monger can only come up on the center shot. The diverter post at the top doesn't pop up, so if you want a skill shot, you actually need to skill shot it in there.
So you have to.
Yeah. This is another game that Sal is phenomenal at. And you'll notice that I think every high score except for maybe the grand champion is Darth Sal. And I got the grand champion, a long time ago when the Underground was still over on Eastern. And I got a double scoring activated do or die, and I got do or die activated again, so I got like 150 million on one ball. So normally you get to the end and do or die is 50. You can get double scoring for the in lanes at the bottom and the shots above the pop bumper. I don't know why I'm pointing at the TV for you guys. Like, oh yeah, I'm just going to point at this TV. But you can get double scoring running from either the marks or from the Iron Man stand-up targets. And you get it for 60 seconds, and let me tell you, it's a big payday if you can make it happen. But there's magnets everywhere, so you're shooting the Monger. That dude will take the ball and heave it down the middle. Whiplash, Mickey Rourke's not a very nice guy. He'll throw your ball down the middle. War Machine is probably still the Terrence Phillip War Machine, so he's going to throw your ball right down the middle. You know, we don't got a Don Cheadle War Machine. We got a Terrence Phillip War Machine in here trying to just ruin your life.
This is a superhero thing, I'm guessing.
You never seen the movie Iron Man?
I've seen Iron Man, but I don't
That's
know.
like a dozen years ago already,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Still one of the best Marvel movies. It's before Marvel was bought by Disney. I mean, you didn't think Tony Stark flying around on an airplane with strippers. Disney's not going to let that happen. But in this era of Marvel movie, and yeah, the guy who played War Machine thought he deserved as much money for Iron Man 2 as Robert Downey Jr., and Disney was like, LOL, we will go find Don Cheadle. Goodbye.
And then he disappeared for a little while after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. When's the last time you saw a Terrence Phillip movie?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
The guy could have had 19 movies of him being a War Machine in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, just getting his $5 million a day paycheck. And nope, I need to make as much as RDJ. I think they're about ready to get started. Warm-ups are done.
Here we go.
This is it.
Elimination game.
Do or die, as it were.
Sean's ready.
At 8:23 in our 8th hour of pinball today.
I know. 8 hours of pinball for, effectively 16 players to go down to 1. And if it doesn't end here, we could easily see 9 hours. So you start Monger by the purple shots.
Half shot up the ramp.
He paid for it.
Now, for the Monger shot, you have to hit the spinner. Is it possible to get the ball around and not hit the spinner?
You do not need to hit the spinner.
Okay.
As long as you're on the orbit, it gives you a letter for Monger. And then on the easy mode, spinner fills Monger up faster. The way this is set up, it's basically you need to have 6 purple shots, either the center or the left or right orbit, and then you raise the Monger in the middle. But in a tournament, I got to think you go ramp all day because the ramp is combo. So it's 100,000, 200,000, 600,000, 800,000, and then $1 million if you do, left, right, left. And bogey pays well.
That's the mode that starts once
Yep.
you get both of them, or get to the end.
I mean, if you're at home and you're just messing around, I would get the ramps ready, then try to raise Monger, and then have bogey go into Monger. But in a tournament, dude, it's ramp all day, and try to avoid the magnets at all costs. But the blue stand-ups are the drones, and you have to get 10 drones or 12 drones before the War Machine multi-ball gets activated. Whiplash, you can see him to the left of the right ramp. Oh, Teddy got houseballed as well. Whiplash, I think, is 6 shots to the Whiplash, but you're always dealing with the magnet. Yeah. War Machine has the, ejector solenoid in there.
Certainly does.
But, I mean,
It's like you're ready for it every time, and it still surprises me.
Yeah. And Evan made a comment about the time, and 30 seconds later, we're on ball 2 already. Which is why we like playing. Oh, my gosh.
That feed out to the center, especially because it'll hit the Monger, and sometimes it'll.
Yeah.
If it's not going real fast, it'll bounce around a little bit.
And that's why I think going for the skill shot is folly on this game. Because it's always going to feed into something that you can't control. Ball's out of control a bit. Stewie gets control. We'll see what he's thinking about. Monger's ready. He's going to go up the middle. They'll turn him on. So I wonder if he doesn't know that you can't raise the Monger.
I didn't know.
You can only raise him on the middle
When we
shot.
first started.
I mean, he clearly had the trap, and he's like, all right, I'm going to go. And I am going to expect that if he gets a trap, he's going to call me over to ask me about it.
I wondered a bit about that when we were playing earlier.
And, of course, I can't coach him unless he thinks there's a problem. But I would say $6 million is going to be a good score the way this game is set up.
Has there been a tournament game over 10 today?
Not that I've seen. I got over 10 just kind of farting around, waiting for people to be done playing. But in a tournament, I haven't seen anything 8, 9.
So
pretty good
that
score.
really backs up the ramp strat then, because
again, it's so fast.
Once you do the ramps and you start what is it, bogey? At the
Bogey,
end,
yep.
What do you do after that ends? Can you
The ramps
continue?
restart.
You can continue
Yeah.
and just keep going. Okay.
Yep. And then the way they work now is
He got a,
dude,
a half
halfway
ramp
up
as
and
well.
got smashed. The way the ramps work now is the left ramp will advance the right ramp score as well, so it'll be, 5 shots to start bogey.
100, 200.
And then once you get into bogey, it's each ramp is its own independent entity. So it's 100,000, 100,000, 200,000, 200,000, 3, 3, 4, 4. But if you got a good rhythm going, that means that you can get
Trade
1,
all day, huh?
2, 4, 4, 6, 6, 8, 8.
But both players have now had a bad experience on that right ramp. So I
Yeah.
wonder if neither one is going to shoot
So
it
Stewie
anymore.
pulled the Monger up. The Monger is 6 shots to the big stand-up in the middle of the play field. There is a magnet on that stand-up, and the Monger will take the ball and throw it into the trash can. And he literally tried to throw it into the trash can right now, and Stewie took a double danger to keep it alive.
Can you avoid that by aiming off center?
Yes,
You
sir.
can try.
You can try. My experience is this Ironman prefers Monger shots from the left flipper because it's a little more of a ricochet into kind of safety, as opposed to the right flipper. It could be a ricochet. It's like into a more open part of the play field.
So the outside at the out lane, or the whatever those are called, there's still spinners are blinking purple and everything. Is that shot worth?
They are
Does that
the
count a
spinners
hit?
are basically super spinners.
And that
Yeah, and he tilted out.
is the score.
Not a lot of bonus. He didn't kill himself by not getting a bonus there, but it's
All right,
I
it's
mean,
up to Ted to put
could
him
be
away.
significant. And again, if I'm Ted, even if I had a bad experience on the ramps, if you start bogey, you win. You are the national champ. You're the national champion, the state champion. You're taking the title back to Reno, and it might never get to leave Reno.
Does it change the calculus for the argument that there's a tournament in Reno next
Yeah.
year if the
Yeah.
title holder's up there, huh?
I think it does. And Adam made an impassioned pitch to me that we should let those guys have a state finals one year.
I'm on board with that. It makes sense.
And then we'll take it back.
So I was telling you guys, I want to do North versus South and take a contingent of guys up north and try to beat them at their own machines and have those guys come down and play at Good Times or play here.
And I was talking-
Ted and a couple of guys have
was-
been down a couple of times.
Yeah, Ted came down a good. I was talking to the other guys. They want to do the same thing. Let's not wait until, next year's match.
No, yeah,
next year's state finals. Let's do a.
Yeah.
Get up in the spring or something.
Yeah, I would like to do a
Yes.
series, and I think you can set an IFPA series up where it's like, hey, we do 2 home matches and 2 away matches, and then there's oh my gosh, did he drain?
We did.
Okay,
Looks like we get another game.
we get going to game 6. Stewie versus Teddy. We'll see what Teddy wants, and I'll go set the camera up. That was a fast game. 3 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah, we got that one in. All right, so Godzilla's been played, TNA, Ironman, Iron Maiden, and Paragon.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're going over to Avengers then.
That would be great. We'll have Joe on commentary for the Avengers game.
That's good. I need to know.
Yeah, me too.
They're not filming us, Steve. I'm going to turn this just a bit here. I'm getting a tan.
There we go. So I did stream at home once. I streamed my Celts machine
I got
for a
exceptionally
couple
limited
hours.
ability to get it over there because we're at the limit of the cord.
We can see that there. It looks okay. I streamed my Celts machine for a couple hours on. There was no Twitch stream called Vegas Pinball, so I took it.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to stream a little bit more. It's tough if you don't have a portable rig
Yeah.
or or good cameras. These are fantastic cameras. I had some cheap cameras, but it'd be fun to stream every now and then. I wanted to stream Celts because it's a machine not a lot of people have seen and played.
I've never played it.
Well, you will have to come over and play it. We'll have everybody over. It'll be fun.
All right, so we're going to get that promised breakdown here.
So, unfortunately, we are literally at the limit of how far we can stretch power cords for the cameras because all the batteries are dead because we've been playing pinball for, 9 hours plus all the setup time beforehand. So the left-hand side of the playfield is a bit occluded, but certainly, do we have glare that we need to get rid of? I don't know.
I think it's internal.
I think it is internal. I think it's just the lights flashing on their own little show. So each gem gives you a different power, and depending on where those gems get placed, the power changes, depending on how strong each Avenger is. So you can take two paths through this game. One path is you go through the Soul Gem, which is the Doctor Strange mode, into the Black Order, into Black Order multi-ball, and then there's a Black Order individual challenge mode, and then you fight Thanos. And the way you qualify that is each Avenger gets powered up, takes so many shots, takes 100 spins for Hulk, takes 4 shots to the ramp for Black Widow, or 50 pops, or lighting Iron Man. We have the iron targets on the bottom, Thor, Black Panther. So you get those 6 Avengers, and you qualify going into Doctor Strange's Soul Gem mode. But if you continue shooting Avengers, they get stronger, which gives you more points as you get into the Black Order modes where you're fighting for the Soul Gem or whatnot. And then the Disc Spinner starts modes, the Portal modes. So you go for, say, the Mind Gem. The Mind Gem spots a shot, and if the Avenger has just been powered on, like if you're level 0 Black Widow and you put the Mind Gem on Black Widow, any Black Widow shot, you push the button and you qualify it. It's done. If it's level 1, it's any 3 shots on the playfield, and you can push it and push it and push it, and then you have to recharge it by starting another mode. And then if it's level 2, you push the Mind Gem, and it's every shot on the playfield gets scored. So every lit shot is done. So those gems work, say, in the Soulstone mode. So if you have the Mind Gem and you have a level 1 Avenger, you start the Soulstone, and instead of needing to shoot the Black Panther shot, you just hit the Mind Gem. The ball feeds right to your right flipper. You go, hit the button, Black Widow, side ramp. Side ramp gives you the loop around shot to give you the Hulk shot. You hit the button to take care of Thor. You hit the button to take care of the drops, etc.
So a lot of work quick, huh?
Yes. And if you're Carl D'Angelo, you get the Mind Gem with the Space Gem, and the Space Gem lets you move gems on the playfield, and every time you move a gem, it recharges it. So he had a way to start the game in the Soulstone mode, get 1, 2, 3 shots, shoot where the Soulstone or where the Space Gem was. You move the Mind Gem to the next shot, so that's like 1, 2, 3 more shots, and then right up to the top. He beat a 50 flip challenge in 2 flips.
That's crazy.
Ridiculous.
So, and that's the intricacy of the game. So the Power Gem lets you power up shots faster. If you put it on the drops, it gives you 2 drop target rewards instead of 1. If you put it on Captain Marvel, you charge up Captain Marvel faster. Mind Gem is spot shot. Reality Gem is a shot multiplier. So reality, and again, the more powered up your Avenger is,
More it multiplies.
More it multiplies.
Okay.
But when you drain, all your Avenger levels after collected, it goes back to 0. So if you're greedy, hey, I can have I think it's 4x scoring for a level 2 Avenger Reality Gem. Space Gem lets you move and recharge gems. Time Gem gives you more ball saver time and more multi-ball ball saver time, so you get a bank. And as you make Time Gem shots, the bank fills up, and you can get up to 30 seconds of ball saver and multi-balls. The Soul Stone gives you the last mode's score when you shot it, when you shoot it. So if you have the Soul Gem on Black Widow, for example, you play the Reality Gem. If you get 170 million on the Reality Gem, wherever that Soul Gem is, if it's level 2, you get another 170 million on that shot. Oof. It's 25%, 50%, 100%, depending on what level the Avenger is. Full disclosure, I've only ever made one level 2 Soul Gem shot to double collect, basically, but it's effectively a double collect of your mode. Combos allow you to start your modes with extra balls, and as long as those balls are in play, it's double scoring or triple scoring. And if you start a multi-ball in the middle of your mode that you have double scoring or triple scoring, all of that multi-ball is double scoring or triple scoring as long as you have 2 or 3 balls in play. So
What's your high score?
4.5 billion. And then again, if you get to the very end and you have all 6 gems and you fight Thanos, it starts, Doctor Strange comes on the screen, they go snap, Thanos gets disintegrated, they have a whole cutscene that plays, and he's like, "You have saved the universe. Great job, Avenger." And then it restarts the game from the beginning, just like you would in Star Wars when you beat the Emperor.
But with
you
a
throw him
billion
down the
more
pit.
points.
Yeah.
So what would be your first your strategy on a start of a new game like we just did right here? What do you do first?
Combo 4. So you want the first double scoring opportunity is to get a 4 combos, not in a row. Just hey, I got 4 combos.
Just 4 combos. Just
That's it.
2 shots anywhere.
And the easy way to get 4 combos is the Black Widow shot feeds the left flipper, which goes up that little scoop shot to do the U-turn to come to your upper left flipper.
Yeah.
And then if you can go around to Hawkeye, that feeds to go to Black Widow, to go to the short ramp, to go to Hawkeye, to go to Black Widow, to go to the short ramp. And I think I've gotten like a 20 combo doing that.
Wow.
So you get portal lock at 4, you get a portal lock at 10, and then it's every 10 after that you can get a portal lock. But
And
it
the portal
is.
lock is when the little round thing
He
pops
comes up, you put a ball in there. Normally he gets trapped in the subway. We turn virtual locks on.
Right.
And then when you have a portal lock, you spin the disc, you start the mode. But it's important to remember, like, oh, shit, I got a portal lock. Maybe I want to go to Reality Gem because Reality Gem is the easiest gem that pays the most points, but the gem is kind of trash. You know, it's like, oh, I get a 2x score shot on this.
But it just pays up front, and that's it.
That's it. And it doesn't, there are hardly any shots that are really lucrative on their own. Get out of here. You don't get coached. Look at this. I'm not Andy Reid.
No. You know,
I know how to manage the clock. You get the time gem and you get all the clock you need. Yeah, of course. Yeah. We need the telestrator.
So you didn't hit the bingo card yet.
So I haven't even gotten into that part. So the bingo card, the way you play the bingo card is you hold your flipper up, you look at what the bingo card is, 3 in a row gives you the shot. If you can make a double tic-tac-toe, whatever, you get both of those shots. Extra balls, portal locks, timed modes, which is another entire deep dive. What else is in there? Trophies, which also leads to another wizard mode, which is the trophy mode. So the computer grid, the bingo card, normally I look for probably portal lock first if it's easy to get. It kind of starts with the middle given to you, the lower middle given to you, and the left middle given to you. So really the only thing that you can score right away is across the middle, left to right, or across the middle, top to bottom. Normally it's like extra ball save, and that ball save is a persistent 30 seconds. It just stays on forever as long as that ball save is running, and it's a real slow flash of the Captain America shield. If you're got your timing down, you can do a full plunge all the way through the play field and shoot the drops, and it's a secret skill shot that immediately awards whatever is lit, so you can get the extra long ball save right away. There's a regular skill shot as the plunge into the pops. The super skill shot is the plunge into the Avenger Tower. The secret skill shot is the all the way around into drop targets, which is the middle drop target.
I was going to say, you don't have to hit all of them.
Yeah, just the middle, and it's a one-timer shot. And then the extra secret is the half plunge up where it falls into the vision ramp and falls backwards, and that gives you a portal lock all the way. But on my machine, that half shot at vision likes to drain out the left out lane, so I don't ever try it. We got on ball 2.
That was Sean's first ball.
Okay, so Ted's up.
So we're about 11 to about 28 million right now.
So Ted got 28.
No.
Oh.
Ted had 11, I think, and Sean, player 2.
I can't quite see the score.
I'm pretty sure it's around 20.
We're waiting for whoever to
26 or
teleport in
29.
here and we can see. Oh, did I not set it up to get the scores? Let me go make it so I can see scores.
Just a hair.
At some point, that just turned into Charlie Brown's teacher.
A little bit. There's just so much. I've tried to watch Carl play it online, and it's like there's too much.
And then you can kind of
There's
see.
just too much.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it is. I mean, it seems like it would be a great machine to have at home, so you can learn all that stuff, and it keep you coming back, find different strategies.
Every time I play it, it's I want to try to go get the computer grid. If you get enough bingo cards, it gives you a mega wizard mode. If you get enough trophies, and trophies are like, oh, you did the Black Widow gem in less than 38 seconds, and you get a gold or a silver or a bronze, or you get enough skill shots, or you get enough Hawkeye shots, and then the trophies are, 25 trophies is a wizard mode where every shot is like 9 million a shot or 10 million a shot. 6-ball wizard mode. I mean, there's so much to do, but for a location game, some casual's going to walk up and they're going to shoot at the lights and they're going to get 8 million points. At the Hall of Fame, I think the replay is set to
It was pretty low.
like 18 million, and they use the dynamic replay system.
Okay.
And it's not the movies; it's the comic books. There's certainly some differences, but every mode that you start, you can take a multi-ball into it, so it's valuable, right? You guys asked me what would I do. What I did when I played Richard is I got the portal lock. I started a mode with 2 balls. I started Thor, and I got 190 million on 1 ball, and that was enough to ensure victory, right? Because you can have all that stuff happens at the same time as long as you know where to shoot and you know kind of what path to take.
You got to take a 200 level college course for 3 months to figure it out.
That's the number one complaint. And I have had the game for a year, and I can only speak this adeptly because I've been playing the game for a year.
But that's
at
what
the
you
house.
want. You're going to spend
That's what
money
you
on
want
a
at home.
machine. You
Yeah.
want to be able to play it for years and still, learn
Yep.
things and discover stuff.
I wasn't unhappy to trade Star Wars for this, and that I made a straight-up trade, my Star Wars Premium for this guy's Avengers Premium.
Wow.
That's a good trade.
Yeah.
I mean, people crap on Star Wars, but I think it's a decent game.
I had a lot of fun playing
I
it.
enjoy playing it.
But I think I scored 22 billion on it. And after you throw the Emperor down the pit twice in one game, it's like, it's kind of,
Done.
it's like, and the stupid hyperspace ramp, I could never keep it working. So it throws the ball so hard on the premium, the ramp starts deforming, and it just adds friction where the ball won't even go all the way around the ramp anymore. So Stern sent me a whole new ramp. I welded extra welds onto it to try to make it tight. We did everything we could to keep it working.
Same problem again.
Same problem over and over again. And the guy who bought Avengers, he's a casual player. He was like, I really like the theme. I really enjoy the Avengers. I don't know how to play the game, and every time I play it, I want to put it into a fireplace.
Yeah, it must be very frustrating.
And he was like, Star Wars looks like it's going to be something very easy. Everyone can recognize it. I was like, yeah, it's a great game. What do you want to do? And he was like, will you trade straight up? Yes, I will trade you straight up.
Now, with Code That Deep, it gives you a lot of different paths,
Yes.
right? So you can your strategy could change over time.
Yes.
You can really develop.
Well, and the code was changing there for quite a
So
while.
much, yeah.
So,
It's gotten a lot deeper, but this is, I think the code is, or the rule set is Raymond Davidson, and then the game design is Keith Elwin. So it's like two of the best pinball players
Yep.
in the history of man.
They've done to it what they want to play.
It is their game, and you can tell very much that it's a game designed by the best pinball players ever.
Is that as far as you could push it, though?
Dude. Again, does Stern make this for player one, or does Stern make it for Steve's house, Evan's house, and Joe's house, right?
They want to do both.
They do want to do both.
Stern, my address is 8926 Termoli.
But yeah, they do want to do it to both, and that's why they want recognizable themes.
Yeah.
And then also deep rule sets that, you know.
Just got past Escher.
Yeah. Yeah. Escher's very good. Although, is it fair to say that the crown got passed because Keith can't play as many tournaments anymore because he's got to work? It's like, I wonder what pays more, being the best player in the world at pinball or making pinball machines. I don't know. Keith is so good.
He's good.
But Escher he has all of the acumen of a grizzled old pinball veteran with all the reflexes of an 18-year-old kid.
Bless his heart.
Yeah.
Yep.
So big
You know,
ball
the
from
best,
Ted there.
The best strategy
Big ball from Ted.
to get the most points.
Yes.
The most efficient manner or the safest.
The safest manner possible,
And
yeah.
That's what high-end tournament pinball is all about, right?
Yep.
Take risks where you have to, but if you don't have to take a risk,
Don't take a risk. Well, they're so good at ball control and always keeping the ball under control. And that's probably my number one deficiency is I much prefer to play like a run and gun type of style where I try to keep the flow going.
Yep.
And I
Me
think
too.
when the games are set up so hard, you just can't do that.
You can't do it. No. Especially the way they're set up at like Indisc and some of where all these top players are going to be there. You have to prepare for every shot and make every shot count because you probably won't get another one.
Yeah. Well, they put like the flippers that are an eighth of an inch shorter or a quarter of an inch shorter on, I remember the Pinberg streams back in the day. It's like, yeah, this game's too hard. We can't make it any harder, so we're going to make the flipper shorter. And they call them like lightning flippers or something, some nonsense.
I remember a Sorcerer that had, the left ramp on Sorcerer is really all you got to do on Sorcerer. Those huge fat bumpers that are like an inch wide on both sides of it. It made the ramp like barely a ball width.
So I had a Sorcerer.
Which made the game terrible.
Yes,
it was
so hard.
awful to play, but it was the only way to prevent people from playing for an hour.
Right. So we had a Sorcerer at the Underground. We had the Nationals. Josh Sharp comes in, and he looks at it, and he was like, I'm going to do something to this game that I've always wanted to do, and he added the big fat rubbers to make the ramp half the size.
Where it was.
And then he pulled out the stopper so you could never get a multi-ball on Sorcerer. The ball would go up through the ramp, around the corner, drop in. It couldn't stop, and it rolled right back out. And he's like, this is the only way that we can make the game quick. And then someone figured out that if you shook the game at the exact right time, you could take a danger, and the ball would have like a 30% chance to stop in that saucer area. And then everyone started trying to can I get a multi-ball out of this? But, they come in, they do whatever they want to on the game. We don't get a say. The owners don't get a say. It's like, here's my keys. Knock yourself out. And I get Sorcerer home, and I'm like, did they give you the thing to make the multi-ball work, Adam? And he was like, oh, yeah, I think it's in a baggie. They didn't put it in the game or nothing. They just, take it out, and they put it on the shelf. And I'm like, oh, I would like my game to have a multi-ball again, please. But I left the big fat rubbers in because I figured, hey, if this is how it's going to get played in a tournament, I should practice as I play.
Okay, so Ted's at, where are we at? Ted's
220,
at
ball 3.
And what's Sean at?
Sean's only at about
31.
30, all right.
So Sean has a portal lock, but he has to get into a mode. I tell you what, a lot of the games played well this weekend, or this weekend, today.
Yeah.
Only one issue, really.
We only had the one issue on No Good Gophers, and I only had to make one. I guess I had to make 2 hard decisions. It's a good thing Josh Sharp is always at the ready on his phone. It's like, hey, dude, what do I do? The rules are a bit ambiguous here.
They're deliberately a bit ambiguous on some cases because it is
TD discretion.
can be DD discretion because you can't. Not everything's cut and dry.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to.
But it's way easier to throw Josh Sharp under the bus than it is to have me get the bus ran over me.
That's true.
like,
Especially
dude,
if it is a tournament you're playing in.
Yeah.
It's probably best to go a little higher.
And that's what I told Ted. I was like, right from the IFPA director's mouth, dude, had you got control of the ball on ball 2 and showed me that the ramp was not working, you'd have gotten 2 balls as consolation as opposed to just the 1. I didn't see it until ball 3. The ramp doesn't cause you to have a ball go out of control. Right. It's your responsibility. And he's like, that's really what Josh said? That is what Josh said. And that was the end of the conversation. He's like, I accept this decision.
Yep.
Good save. Good nudge.
Too dangerous.
Too dangerous to not have a drain.
Is there an added extra tilt warning somewhere?
No. I don't think Stern gives you extra tilt warnings. I've never seen that until.
Did Deadpool have one?
Does Deadpool have one?
On the the spinner. I don't know that it does. Maybe that was a.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's written on there and it's not a thing.
It doesn't actually give it to you. Yeah.
Okay, ball 3.
Storyline is set.
All right, here we go.
This is for all the marbles. Sean needs 240 million. 230 million. Yeah, 230 to win. It's very doable.
If you put the Mind Gem on the Soul Stone and then you double reverse flip it up your cousin's driveway.
So I will say, if he beats the Time Gem and he puts the Time Gem on the playfield, he will get a secret multi-ball. That is still in play from the topper. We didn't even cover the topper stuff.
You mentioned that earlier.
Yeah. There's a secret topper multi-ball to get all 6 gems put into the topper, and then each time you collect a gem, it goes into the topper, and that persists from game to game. And like on Jurassic Park, you were saying it's the GOAT mode.
Yeah.
On this one, they have like 2 lookup tables, and it's Rock Frenzy, Stone Mania, and they just change the name every time. So Time Gem is both ramps and then into the drop targets. And the drop targets will strobe depending on time. It's not random. It's just top, middle, bottom. And the further you get along, you have to do it 3 times. The further you get, the faster it strobes. As you miss drops, it gets easier and easier until it's basically just, I have 1 target and that target is lit, and as long as you hit me, you'll get progress. So the left ramp is lit, the right ramp has been collected, so he has to go up the left ramp and then into the drop targets. His Thor multi-ball is lit, or he is currently running Thor multi-ball. He is running Thor multi-ball. So Thor is very convoluted. It's basically shoot lit shots. As you shoot shots, they go away. You shoot Thor to recharge Mjolnir, and then you do it over and over again until it says to go into the Avengers Tower. And then you take your hammer into the tower, and you beat the tower up, and you get, 50 million. I think I've only gotten the super jackpot on Thor twice. Oof. It's really hard.
He's back down to single ball.
So he is back to the ramps, I would say. Did he drain? GG. We have a new Nevada State champion. Right. He lives in Reno, and his name is Ted McGintry.
Congratulations to Ted. Fantastic performance today from start to finish. Put up a 700 million Godzilla to open her up.
I'll get a photo of you, Craig, and Ted. Can I get Sean and Craig for a 1, 2, 3 picture?